There's a place in the Colorado Rockies that has been called many things: majestic, historic, and haunted. Some come for the view, others come for the ghosts, but few leave unchanged. This is Fear Diaries, and tonight we take you inside the chilling true story of the Stanley Hotel. Built in 1909, the Stanley Hotel was meant to be a luxurious mountain retreat. It hosted the wealthy and the weary, offering fresh air to those recovering from tuberculosis. But from the start, strange things happened. Workers reported voices in empty hallways. Lights flickered without explanation. And some guests spoke of hearing whispers in their rooms when no one was there. The most infamous room is 2117. In 1911, a housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson was injured in a mysterious explosion while lighting gas lamps. She survived, but many believe she never truly left. Guests in 217 have reported luggage unpacking by itself, lights turning on at 2:17 a.m., and the chilling sensation of someone tucking them into bed. In 1974, author Stephen King stayed at the Stanley. The hotel was nearly empty. That night, he dreamed of his young son running through the hallways, chased by a fire hose. He woke up, and The Shining was born. King later said it was one of the most terrifying nights of his life. What did he see that night? Tourists and staff alike have reported bizarre activity. A man in a formal suit has been seen in the billiard room. A woman's laughter echoes near the grand staircase, even when the floor is empty. Cold spots appear in sealed rooms. Security cameras once caught a figure moving through a hallway, then vanishing mid-step. The fourth floor is known for intense activity. Guests have reported children running, playing, and then suddenly vanishing. One visitor claimed she awoke to find a child standing at the foot of her bed, just watching, before fading into thin air. The hotel staff? They simply say, "We don't assign that room unless we have to." In the ballroom, an antique piano sometimes plays, by itself. One security guard reported hearing music late at night, only to find the room empty. When he reviewed the footage, the piano keys were moving, but no one was there. No music played in the recording. Only silence. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, throughout the hotel. In room 401, one recorder captured a faint whisper saying, "Get out." Another recorded a giggle, followed by crying. The sounds didn't match anyone present, and they weren't heard until the playback. The basement holds a darker energy. Used for storage and laundry, it's now off limits to guests. Staff report feeling watched. Tools fall without explanation. Some have even quit their jobs after encountering a black shadow they couldn't explain. In 2012, a couple staying on the fourth floor left in the middle of the night. They refused to explain what happened. Later, hotel staff reviewed footage. The guest was seen walking into the hallway, then backing up fast, as if something was approaching, though nothing was visible. His room was locked from inside. Even today, reports continue. TikTok videos show lights turning on by themselves. Tour guides share tales of cold hands grabbing theirs. One reviewer wrote, "We checked in for fun. We checked out scared." The hotel embraces its haunted past. But some guests leave with more than just memories. Some places carry more than history. They carry energy, memories, spirits. The Stanley Hotel remains a monument to beauty, but also to something else. Something watching, waiting, whispering. If you believe in ghosts, would you dare spend one night at the Stanley Hotel? Let us know in the comments below. Behind these stone walls, thousands of men entered, and many never left. Their voices echo through the empty corridors, their screams, their whispers, still trapped in time. Tonight on Fear Diaries, we unlock the gates of one of the most haunted prisons in the United Kingdom. This prison was built in the early 1600s, designed not for reform, but for punishment. Cells no larger than a closet, freezing stone floors, and iron bars that cut through the silence. Executions were public, hangings in the courtyard, floggings by candlelight. The prison's history is soaked in blood. Deep within the prison lies the execution room, where over 100 prisoners met their end. Some were innocent, some begged for forgiveness, and some died with curses on their lips. Today, that room is sealed off, but visitors say you can still hear the chains rattle and smell the scent of burnt rope. The ghost of a cruel warden is said to patrol the halls. Known for starving prisoners and beating them for pleasure, his presence is felt by guards even now. One tour guide reported the feeling of being watched, followed by a growl in her ear. She never came back. In cell 12, a teenage inmate hanged himself in 1898 after weeks of isolation. Since then, visitors have heard sobbing from the cell, even when it's empty. Some say he appears in reflections, never moving, just staring back at you with hollow eyes. Paranormal teams have captured chilling EVPs throughout the prison. In the infirmary, a voice said, "Let me die." In the chapel, a laugh echoed, though the room was empty. And in solitary confinement, investigators recorded screaming, not heard by anyone in real time. The basement, once used for coal storage, is now closed off. Guards call it the dark. Multiple reports describe a black mist that moves against gravity, crawling along the walls and ceiling. One guard was hospitalized for shock after claiming it entered him. In 1991, the prison closed. Its last inmate reportedly screamed the entire night before transfer, shouting, "Don't leave me here with them." When guards entered, he was unconscious, with scratch marks on his back. No one else had entered his cell. Today, the prison is a museum. But not all guests enjoy the tour. A woman fainted in the execution room after hearing a whisper in her native language. Another claimed to see blood pooling on the chapel floor, only for it to vanish. The staff? They never question these stories. Surveillance cameras often cut out at 3:17 a.m. Footage from that exact minute once showed an inmate in uniform walking through a hallway, then vanishing through a wall. There was no reenactment happening that night. Time should heal old wounds. But here, the pain remains. The walls remember, the floors cry, and the shadows still whisper. This is no longer just a prison. It is a trap for souls. This was Fear Diaries. And the cell door is always open. Because Fear Diaries doesn't just tell horror stories. We uncover the ones no one else dares to speak of. We document the whispers and the static, the shadows that never left the hallway, and the moments before someone vanished forever. These aren't just stories. They're warnings. They're forgotten truths hidden behind police reports, burned photographs, and erased footage. If you believe that some nightmares are real and that someone needs to keep the record alive, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to Fear Diaries. Because real horror doesn't fade, it echoes.